I'm going to walk you through the easiest way for you to live stream from your home due to inclement weather. You're unable to get to your facility to access your cameras and your lights and your microphones, but in this tutorial, you'll be able to have a professional live stream that your congregation will actually enjoy watching. My goal with this video is to make sure that even if you have no technical skills, this is going to be easy for you to accomplish. The first thing that we need to do is select a live streaming software. This is what's going to allow you to take your broadcast and connect it to the different social media platforms. The one that I'm going to be using is called OneStream. I've been using this platform for nearly 7 years now. Now, if you take a look at the pricing option, and don't cheap out on me already, there are free options available. Now, one thing to consider with the free option is that you only have a 720p resolution. You do have two destinations, and I'm sure you're either going to go to Facebook or YouTube or the combination of both. So you can actually choose the free plan if you're just getting started. But I don't want you to limit the live streaming to inclement weather. I want you to get in the habit of actually connecting with your congregation on a more regular basis online. So consider the basic, but really the standard plan, because that gives you 1080p resolution. And if your congregation is watching you on TV through YouTube, this is going to be something they're highly going to encourage you to do. Now, because I already have an account, I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Once I'm logged in, I have a few different options. And like I said, we're going to keep this very simple without going through every single option available to you. We are going to select the studio mode. This is going to allow us to actually create our online studio presence and go live. We'll select enter live studio. And this is where we can make sure we have a camera and microphone enabled. We'll go ahead and adjust this down here, and we'll talk about cameras and microphones in a little bit. But we can have our display name here. So we'll call myself my name. And if you want to add a title, we'll say Tech Pastor. I'm not really a pastor, but using this for example. We'll enter the studio. And now we're inside of the fancy studio. Now, previously I've played a little bit around with this, but I want to show you some of the things that you can do. Right off the bat, to keep this easy, just go into the middle, the very center, and you'll see this icon that says Spotlight Participant. If you expand that, it's going to give you a full view. So you can basically just have this view for your main camera. Now, you also have elements on the right-hand side. You can go under design and change your theme of your colors to match your branding. You can change the style of the text. You can edit your titles and placements for it. You can add your logos if you want to, backgrounds, different overlays. But really what I want you to focus in on, because you're live streaming this time, is the chat feature. You have the option for live and private. The live chat is going to allow you to interact live with the people that are watching you. This is important. Make sure you consider them as you're speaking. Now, you also have a private chat, which is helpful as well, because maybe you want to bring in other guests to help you on this live stream. Maybe you have other preachers or someone that's going to be giving the announcements. You can actually share this studio with them. All you have to do is go to the left-hand side that says invite guests. Once you click on that, you'll be presented with a URL link. Simply copy this and send it to them. Once you send it to them, you'll see them as a participant on the left-hand side right underneath you. And now it's going to be so much easier to have multiple people on one live stream all at the same time. And if you want to change the different layouts underneath your video, you'll see multiple different layout windows that you can use for how many people are going to be on screen at any given time. Definitely try this before you go live on your actual day. Now, there's some other basic settings at the bottom that I think you'll figure out really easily. You have a mute button. You have a camera stop button to turn off your camera. If you want to share your screen, maybe you want to put scriptures up, you can share your screen and share that website as well. So once you have all the aesthetics the way that you would like them, it's time to actually go live. So we can go to the top right-hand corner, select Go Live. And this is going to allow us to add an intro. If you want an intro to allow time for your participants and your guests to arrive, this is a good idea. But after that, just go down to the title, and this is where you're going to be able to add a title to your message. So let's call the message Walking by Faith, and then we can have a description of today's message. Today will be about faith and believing. All right. And I really don't mess with any tags. They're not as relevant as they used to be. But down here on the bottom is where your social platforms are. If you do not have access to the password information for your social media platforms that you want to live stream to, you definitely want to get that now. If you already have it, this is a pretty easy process. All you're going to do is select the plus button, select the location that you want to live stream to. I highly recommend YouTube. It's going to ask you to authenticate, so that is actually off screen right now because I do have to put in my password and confirm it. And then it'll ask you for your YouTube category. We'll go down to nonprofits and activism and select connect. Once you're done, you'll actually see the social media logo to the right of the plus sign, and it will be grayed out. In order to activate it, simply select it and select create a new YouTube event. And now it will be highlighted. So going forward, we will live stream to YouTube. And if you want to add Facebook as well, simply go through that same process and make sure that the color is actually showing. It's not grayed out, it's actually showing, so that you can confirm your destination. Now, if this is your very first time and you want to do a run through first, look over to the right hand side of the social media destinations and click on privacy. This is where you can change the privacy level of the platform. So for YouTube specifically here, public means that once we go live, it is public. Anyone on YouTube has the option of seeing our live stream. But if we want to test this, we can actually go to private or unlisted. I would encourage you to choose unlisted. Once you choose unlisted, this will allow you to still have a URL that you can send to people and they can watch. Only the people that you send the URL to can actually see the live stream test. So this is a good way to try it before you go live on the actual day. Once we have our destination selected, now we just go to go live. It's going to prepare our stream. And now we're ready to go. We are actually live right now because we hit that go live button. So let me go and show you on YouTube the actual live stream. So if we go to our actual channel, we'll see here Walking by Faith, Creator Strong, and you'll see I'm live right here. I have my banner going at the bottom. The chat is here, so we'll go ahead here, and in the chat section we can simply say welcome. And if we go back to OneStream, we should see this comment in our OneStream area. So we're going to go back to our presentation view here. Make sure that we select live for the comments. Make sure our chat is connected. And down there at the bottom, we see welcome. So we have our comments coming through. Once you're done with your live stream, it is important that you go up to the top right corner and select in stream. Make sure you confirm the in stream. Otherwise, your live stream is going to continue to play. Then you'll automatically be provided with a thanks for watching logo. So this is going to help end the stream more seamlessly without just a hard shut off. But you also have the option to skip it and go ahead and just completely end the broadcast. So we'll go ahead and skip now. And now our broadcast has been completed. Up at the top right, we see that our live stream notification has indicated that as well. But if you want to make this even easier, there is another option, and it's called pre-recorded video. What I really like about this is you don't have to worry about any of the technicals. You can just simply upload a video, schedule the time and date, and it will automatically start to play on the social media profiles that you selected at that time. So this eliminates all the headache of the real-time experience and allows you to just simply stay in the comment section and stay engaged with your audience in real time. It also allows you to watch your own broadcast and see how you're translating your message across these digital platforms. Another benefit of pre-recorded live streams is the fact that you don't have to actually be at your desk to record the video. You can actually move your camera to a better spot in your home with a better background and have a nicer experience for the viewer. Maybe your current office setup just isn't quite up to par, but maybe the living room is a better location, or maybe the family room has a better background. By just simply hitting record on your camera and then uploading your file into OneStream as a pre-recorded video, the viewer experience itself is going to be that much better. Now, in order to start the pre-recorded video process in OneStream, all you need to do is go to the pre-recorded section and select Add Videos. I'm going to add a single video, and I can upload it into OneStream in advance, or I can go to where I have the video file saved. I'll go into my desktop. I'm going to find the smallest video file for this example to make this quick for you. Then we're going to go ahead and click Start Upload. Then we're going to click on the actual video we just uploaded, select Video. And you'll see that we'll have it up here in the top right corner. We're not going to loop this video, which is an option, and that's a whole different video, but we will go to the title again. So we will create a title for it. And we can add a description as well. And then we can go ahead and scroll down. And if you did not go live previously in the way I showed, this is where you would also need to authenticate your social media platforms as well. So we want to make sure that we do select our YouTube channel, create a new YouTube event. We have it highlighted, so we're ready to go there. And then at the bottom, you have the option to upload a custom thumbnail image. Now, I've talked about this in a previous video. In order to make this very fast as well, we're just going to go back to the Pexel software that I've talked about before. We're going to type in a prompt here. Walking by faith, church service, YouTube video thumbnail of a man walking by faith. And just like I mentioned in the video where I talked about this software in depth, the better you make the prompt, the better the image will actually be. I'll link to that video below this video so that you can check that out in its entirety. Now we'll go ahead and just simply download this file. And we will come back over to our event thumbnail, upload our custom thumbnail that we just created, located on our desktop, select apply, and now we have our thumbnail ready to go as well. Last thing we need to do is actually schedule the time of this video. And this is why I love this software, because we could actually record in advance and schedule at the time we want to go live. So let's finish the process. Schedule this event for later. And for demonstrations, we'll do today, and we'll do about 15 minutes ahead because that's what the software really wants you to do. Gives it time to send out the notifications to your subscribers and your user base. And our time zone is correct. We want to just go ahead and schedule this one time for now and schedule stream. Now we can see that our live stream is actually scheduled to go live at this particular day and time. We're done. We don't have to click any more buttons. Our live stream will start at the time we set it and end at the time that video file is complete. So as we can see here on our channel, we have a scheduled stream upcoming. Once I go ahead and click on that, we see the countdown until the video actually releases, and our chat is available so that we can already start to engage with our audience before the live stream starts. Not only is this a good option if you're brand new to this, but this is a really good way to take a live stream service that may have happened earlier in the day and rebroadcast that same live stream to an audience of people that can watch it at a different time. You don't have to have it the same day. You could reschedule your broadcast for the next day or 2 days later or 3 days later. The options are endless because all you're doing is uploading a video file and selecting the day and the time you want it to release. Now, if you've made it to this part of the video, congratulations, but I don't want to leave you hanging without talking about equipment. If you're new to this, you may not have a camera like I'm using right now, or professional lightings or professional microphone. Now would be a good time to think about investing in those options. Below this video, I have a link to everything I personally use here in this studio to create videos that look good and people can resonate with. But definitely start out with what you have. If you have a webcam like I have right here, that's very simple to put on top of my monitor, and then maybe using a camera later on in the future that allows you to really level up the production value, because we should be people of excellence, right? And maybe you don't have a microphone. This is going to be that time that you can use the built-in microphone in your laptop or built-in into your webcam. But using a professional solid microphone, a wireless microphone, or even this lapel microphone gives me really good audio. You want the viewing experience to be enjoyable, not just your message being heard, but people actually seeing you clearly and hearing you clearly. Now, there are a lot of different videos here on the channel where I talk tech, but we're going to be talking a little bit more about in-studio tech, because I love the ability to be at home and not necessarily have to go into the building to relay a message in a real-time moment. Hey, if this video has been helpful for you, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.